Welcome in, y'all. Timeshare Clarence is July 1st, 2024. This is going to be a quick episode just about kind of my interactions on my walk in the morning and also a decision I made. So on my off days, on at least one of my off days, I'm going to make sure that I record a personal episode, whether it's something that's been on my mind or something on the gratitude series, just kind of highlighting why I'm so appreciative of the people that I've had in my life that have influenced me to become the person that I am and be on the path to become the person that I want to be. So when I have time, I'll do those because I keep creating this conflict in my schedule in the morning, and I really want to walk to work. So I don't want to waste. I don't want to say waste. I don't want to take too much time in the morning doing this when I have to work. So I'll take more time and do it on the days that I have off. With that being said, this morning, just wanted to talk about a couple things on my walk. So first off, last night I got some rest and that was cool. So I got up this morning around 4 a.m., which, I think I went to sleep at like 8. So that's a lot of sleep for me because normally I only get like 5, maybe 6 hours of sleep. So I got up, I felt rested, I felt energized, get out on my jog, and immediately my hamstrings tight. So I'm like, man, I really gotta focus on stretching. I keep saying it, I do it while I'm doing this, but then I don't do it the other time. So I'm kind of a little bit down on myself, like, come on, man. Like, you gotta deal with this or you gonna deal with this, right? So finish my jog, and then I start walking. So I come up to this bus stop where it's this older lady that I've seen several times. And, the first time I saw her, it was just, I already had did an episode about that. Her wanting to smoke and being considerate. And then it was another time I got out late and she had commented, because she used to seeing me now because she be at the bus stop. So she like, you out later than normal, you know what I mean? And then this morning, I started doing different stretching because I was doing all the bus stop benches, but obviously those are pretty low. So I started trying to find higher things to stretch on, to stretch my hamstrings out. So, because it's more beneficial. But anyway, she saw me coming and she made space on the bench for me to stretch. So it was like, just little stuff like that stands out because, she don't know me, I don't know her, but it's just because our routines line up for us to cross paths, it's already an expectation created when she see me that I'm gonna stretch on the bench. So that was just kind of interesting. As I continued to walk, because I started looking for stuff that's higher up to stretch my legs out on, then this is the first time, and I've done this lap dozens of times, but this is the first time I noticed that it's like, the best way I can describe it is it looks like a file cabinet, like a single column office file cabinet, and it's pretty high. So it's on the side of the sidewalk and it's next to a fence. So like, this is significantly higher than any of the other stuff that I stretch on. So like in my mind, it's like, can I get my leg up there? So, but because it's by a fence, I'm like, all right, I got something to hold on to. Why not try it? So did that. And that made me realize, one, I never seen this thing before, but now that I'm, looking for something like that, it's the first time I realized that it's been there the whole time. But there's another one that's a similar height that I saw a few days ago, but it wasn't close to anything. Like, there was nothing to balance myself with or maybe put my hand on to try to get a little bit of extra leverage to get my leg up there. So I thought about it the whole time walking up to it, like, can I do it? And then when I got close to it, just like, nah, I ain't even finna try. So then I didn't. And the next day, I just kind of got lost in my thoughts. So when I realized that, because I wanted to try it, and I realized I already passed it. but I didn't even see it. So now I'm thinking like, it's just so crazy how the same things we go by every day, we are aware of, not aware of, based off where our focus is at. So once I started looking for stuff to kind of push my limits with stretching my hamstrings out, then I started noticing these things. And then even after I noticed one of them, I wasn't paying attention and I walked right by it again. And then based off that, now I saw a completely different one way, way earlier in the route that was useful, but it's just because it's on my mind now. It's at the forefront of my focus, so it brings it to my attention. And it's so much stuff like that that people just walk by, neglect, ignore, whatever the case is, because it's not relevant to them. It's not beneficial to them. Like, I had no reason to notice these things really, because like I wasn't looking for something to stretch on. I wasn't looking for it to be a benefit. But once that became my focus, then there were things there that I could naturally benefit from that I never even knew or paid attention to, because my focus wasn't on stretching. So it's a lot of different ways that we can and need to stretch ourselves. And it's a lot of different resources that we have once we actually start looking to do that. So those were two things. And then the last thing that, well, actually is two more things. The next thing was, I'm walking one direction and it's a lady walking towards me, clearly homeless. And at first I thought she was sunburned, because it's a white lady and her face, even from a distance, you could see it was like, super dark red. So I kind of felt sad, like, man, because I know what this sun is like. I'm like, man, if you just didn't have no way to get out of the sun, no sunscreen, anything, like for it to just cook you like that, that's crazy. But that was from a distance. So as she got close, I actually realized that it wasn't sunburn. Her face looked like somebody just beat her up, and she had scratches and it was red and bruised up and bloody and all of that. But she was just walking like with a smile on her face, just oblivious, like it seemed like she was in a really good mood. So that stood out, because you got a person that clearly is homeless, has suffered some type of physical trauma, abuse, whatever the case is, and she's still just walking around like nothing bothering her, actually with a smile on her face and a song in her heart, and you can tell. So that was the third thing. And I thought, that's the way we should strive to be, is happy, no matter what's going on, because it is a choice. And that's something that a lot of people don't accept. It was one point in my life I didn't accept that. So I try to choose to be happy, choose to be positive, choose to be a positive influence in any situation. So, and then the last thing is, I was walking and then you just hear some tires screech, because somebody not paying attention almost ran a red light and caused an accident. And I actually was in an accident with somebody doing that. And it's just like, if it was an accident right there, even though I was walking, like, who knows what would have happened, or if I would have been injured, because when I got hit, the car just spun around a few times. So where I got hit, it was no control over where I ended up. And I just thought, like, man, what if I was just outside walking and somebody not paying attention, had nothing to do with me. I'm not even in a car, but if it was a car accident, then I could still end up killed walking down the street in a car accident, like as collateral damage. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna say the personal stuff for the days that I'm off, so I can actually put the time into it and not rush and not create a conflict in my schedule. And then I'll just kind of do my daily reflections or reviews or whatever to keep it more short on days like this when I got to get to work. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, Timeshare Clarence. Peace.